My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go back in with the Defect in the High Ascension Heartbreaker Chronicles. Another try. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar, my friend. Hell yes. Oh, there's a possibility to snipe 2 elites. You know I gotta take that risk. Oh, just speed running through the first fight right there. Chill versus boot sequence versus cold snap. I really like each of these. I'll take chill. Greater zap. Do I want to pick up a claw? I could just pick up a charge battery and a ball lightning, make my deck like a lot better really quickly. Okay. Come on, no fight. Alright, we only have one more room that needs to not be a fight, and then I get to snipe out 2 elites with the Meow's Lament here. Strawberry is raise your max HP by 7. Obviously, we'll take a capacity here. In fact, we'll even upgrade that quite quickly. No fight, no fight, no fight. No fight. Hell yes. Self-repair, more than happy to take one. Now it's just about whether I card remove or take a cold snap. So we've got a zap, chill, ball lightning, cold snap. With the capacitor, we do want the ability to fill those orb slots quite quickly. Data disc. Start each combo with +1 focus in a deck that is already focused around the idea of, you know, stacking slots and stacking the effects of them. Hell yeah. Upgrade that chill. That'll be more important next floor than it is this floor. Alright, 2 elites down. Mummified hand! Whenever you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0 for the rest of the turn. That is really, really good. I'm gonna take a Doom and Gloom here to provide a little bit of AoE that the deck is currently still lacking. Whew. I'm not gonna call anything early, but we are having some good luck here, I'll say that much. Should have played the... I forgot that the lightning orb was gonna go off there, so obviously I should have played the self-repair first. I'll lose the gold. Okay, just upgrades 2 of my cards, more than happy for it. Alright, set myself up for the dual cast for the lethal next turn. Do I want to kill this turn? I can wait for my self-repair. It's just correct to wait for the self-repair. Uh-huh. Got him. Take a copy of Glacier. Yup. I'm gonna upgrade the Doom and Gloom to add to our offensive power in AoE on the next floor. That feels like it's gonna be pretty important for us. It's a hell of a lot of incoming damage right there. There's no way I don't get to play this entire hand, right? Yeah, because no matter what's lowered in cost, we'll still be fine. I could use a block potion, but it's probably not necessary here. Sure, we definitely take a bunch of damage that it could have helped stop, but does that make it necessary? Did I need to stop that damage? I don't think so. Alright, so I'm gradually just going to work that Dark Orb to the front of the line, and as it gradually gets there... I say gradually and then it suddenly does. We'll set up a pretty big hit that would look a lot like that. Mm-hmm. Sure, trying to get that Dark Orb as far to the front as I possibly can, as quickly as I possibly can here. So what? I can't evoke it in the next round. Lame. It's okay though. Defended for more than enough this turn. My only concern is I've got the 2 pre-upgraded burns coming up. Any orb generation here is lit. There we go. Rainbow, Machine Learning, and All for One. Rainbow totally fits, I think. So does Machine Learning, actually, because it uniquely has no energy cost here, because it costs 1, but it has to make something that costs more than 1, or rather that does cost more than 1, lower. Which means that it's effectively an energy pump if it hits anything that's 2 cost, but other than that, it just... same amount of energy. It is a loss of 1 card on the turn that I play it, but every other turn it's a positive of 1, which is really nice. That said, I think Rainbow and then upgrading Rainbow as soon as possible is actually probably the best idea here. It's another way to get Lightning, Frost, and Dark into the build. In particular, the Dark is going to be very necessary for single target bosses. That's a shame. So obviously here that I was looking, here I was looking for a normal, just straight up energy relic. This does not provide that for me. Interestingly, it provides me an energy relic in the nuclear battery that channels 1 plasma at the start of combat, and then the plasma gives you 1 energy every single turn. It provides me the ability to spike my energy really, really early by evoking the plasma, or even dual casting to evoke the plasma. But the thing is, my setup turns primarily include energy, yes, energy in the powers. So I need more energy earlier on so I can get my setup, but I need less energy earlier on because my setup includes powers that make other cards cost 0, so it's lowering the cost of the overall hand. The reason that I'm making this point is because this gives me energy early on and does not give it to me later. So is it actually relevant to me? I would argue possibly no. For that reason, I think I'm going to take the Lizard Tail. The Calling Bell just instantly kills the run at this point. And the Lizard Tail gives me the ability to survive through one very bad decision. And if we can save it right up until we fight the heart, it can save me against a really awful decision, which is to fight the heart. Yeah. Not bad right there. Good lord. They're really intent on harming me. Okay. I had to set that up so that I wouldn't take damage at all to the backliner. More than okay though. So there's the Doom and Gloom. Actually does kill a target here for us, as well as pop one of these Frost Orbs off. If I play Strike, Capacitor, I lower the cost of either Doom and Gloom or Glacier, and either of them I'd be happy to play. Actually, interestingly, if I do that, I can strike the bird in the front line in order to take it down, and then go from there. Okay, that's good. Cool. However, if I played the capacitor first, I had a 50-50 chance of lowering the cost of a... One sec while I figure out exactly what we're doing here. I had a 50-50% chance of lowering... 50-50% chance. A 50-50 chance of lowering the cost of a 2-cost card in my hand, which would have enabled me to play both of them. I didn't want to take that risk, though. Recursion actually seems like it would be totally applicable in this deck. Specifically when upgraded, but right now as well, I guess. Heat Sinks is actually uniquely powerful in a deck that has Mummified Hand. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. In the Heat Sinks helps you generate the cards that to match the energy generation that you're getting off of your Mummified Hand, lowering the costs of things. Now, it's not going to be particularly powerful in the early game, but because we have the Mummified Hand, and because the Mummified Hand starts to incentivize a certain strategy, we're talking about Storm and a bunch of other cards like that, because of all of that, you end up in a position where... I think I'll use this here. Yeah. you end up in a position where you do end up with a lot of powers in your deck, and you just stack the ever-loving hell out of them. So here is an example of the fact that we need to play every card out of our hand before we play the capacitor there, in order to guarantee that we get the best cost reduction effect from it. Right. This should just be straight up lethal, yeah. Bye, Looter. Hello, Compile Driver. Sure, that's actually a lot of draw in this deck right now. And it comes pre-upgraded, hell yeah. What standard card would I remove from this deck? I'm feeling like a strong none on those. Let's just get a strike out of there. Snecko could be a problem though. Snecko's probably less of a problem when Doom and Gloom's involved. Okay, so I probably want to put the Doom and Gloom at the very back. Just so that I can give it the most time to gestate. Draw 3 cards casually. Alright, I'll buckle and play the defense. You got me, I blinked. Cool. Now I gotta generate my way through a whole new deck, damn it. Sorry, a whole new set of orbs. Deck? Good lord. Alright, Snecko, going down. Another self-repair is a bit much, but very powerful. Especially if we have a heatsinks out already. I should play the chill first and then the compile driver to get as much draw as I possibly... Okay, cool. That's interesting. Here's what I'm talking about when I'm saying that it's providing to us the energy that allows us to go through this kind of whole weird, near broken process. Thank you for the capacitance. Just defend as best I can. No weakness applied to this target makes this fight a real roughhousing. That said, the Frost Orbs are very powerful. Even there, currently not really enough though. Oh, yikes. The problem with the lizard tail is while it will revive me, it's not gonna save all of my HP here. Because I die, come back to life, and then get attacked multiple times thereafter. There's the Glacier for the kill. Alright, that took a lot more of my HP than I was comfortable with. As well as, obviously, my Lizard Tail. The next 2 non-boss chests you open contain 2 relics, as well as... Second Cold Snap for the extra Frost Orbs. I shouldn't need the extra Frost Orbs that much, that early. Just that fine. Now, obviously, if I go on this path, I get Arrest and then Elite and then, you know, Death, effectively. So I'm gonna have to veer away from that path. I was really hoping not to, by the way. I was kind of banking on going on that path and just going on kind of like a quad kill, but no, apparently not. Ugh. Lame. I mean, healing 14 per fight with very little downside is still ridiculous. That's 14 outside of the bloodbath, so, you know, a lot more. 2 more. A lot more than 14. You know, 16. I guess I'll just recurse. Just to put the Dark Orbs front of the front. Fronter to the front. Closer to the front, rather. Oh, how's it going to decide its target here? Actually, it's best for me to zap first, then dual cast, because otherwise I would have dual cast the first one and it would have targeted the same person twice because it only targets the person with the lowest HP. Whereas here it guarantees that it actually veers damage to another target as well. Interesting. I just wouldn't have... It's not something that you would have intuitively thought. To ignore the target that you want to have die and to dual cast the smaller of the 2 options. Pre-upgraded recursion seems like some nice defense for us. 1 of 20 cards to add to the deck or heal 16. So 1 of 20 could easily get me a Storm, another Capacitor. Another Capacitor is really... Oh, there's the other Capacitor, but there's also a Defragment. And a Storm. It's the other Capacitor, though. Just because of how hard the capacitors are to get. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with an extra energy, as well as the lantern. Gain additional energy at the start of combat. Oh, it's unfortunate. I'm gonna throw these 2, try and get a better opening hand. Slightly better, I guess. The problem we've just primarily run into is that we're not going to kill either of those minions on the first turn, which is going to make life a living hell for us. I don't want a Capacitor here. Actually, I want to Cold Snap, dual cast, then start doing that defensive stuff. The idea there being that I wanted to dual cast on a Frost Orb. Not done yet. Yay, I was worried we were done yet. It's a hell of a lot of defense to get out of nowhere, and I'm still going to take a bunch of damage here. Lovely. Oh, God. And you're already at... So what? 16 by 3 is 48. 48... we're defending for 15. 15 plus 13. Well, 15 plus 30 is 45. I want the extra energy next turn, so I gotta play the charge battery here, but the extra energy is just so that I can try and cast Doom and Gloom as well as some other cards, and there's the Doom and Gloom, so at least we got that. So it's Doom and Gloom, Zap, Compile Driver. Now I'm actually just going to straight up dual cast, and then we've got the Gremlin Leader dead next turn. But good lord, the Gremlin Leader just walloped us. Sundial, every 3 times you shove your deck, gain 2 energy, as well as a white noise. Excellent. 12 cards, okay. Seek would be a great pickup for us. There we go. Steam Barrier is not, though. So I intentionally make sure that I don't get it, though. Loop is really good. Yeah. Loop's just really good in this deck. And then card removal, probably another strike. Yeah, we are going to have a really, really, really rough time versus the... What they called again? The Awakened one. That's going to be a rough fight for us. Kind of just got to accept that at this rate. Goal here is to try and build that Dark Orb fast enough to take out a target for me quite early here. Okay, so what can I pull out of the deck here? I know what I can do. I'll pull out the upgraded White Noise. Nice. The only intention there was so that I could play both of my defensive cards that turn, but, you know, I'm not going to argue with what I caught. Curse that one, then recurse this one. Hell yeah, there's the self-repair. Obviously should have played the heatsinks first, but it's fine. You had both self-repairs out already. It's okay. Obviously echo form. Now I've been upgrading habitually in each of these spaces. I feel like in this fight, I should definitely rest. That's a really bad opening hand right there. Like, just exceedingly poor. Okay. Let's get the Echo form out really early here. Rainbow does need to be upgraded as well, by the way, but let's focus on these first. Yeah, this should basically get my entire deck. When I was saying this should basically get my entire deck, I was not kidding. That's why the heatsinks is in the deck. That definitely should have been double on Rainbow there. That's my bad. Oh gosh, we have very little defense this time. Alright. Get a Frost Orb to the front of the party. Just have it start building itself here. I mean, I'll Cold Snap twice rather than recursing. It's effectively recursing with an also attack added in. Double recurse for some defense and offense here. Alright. Now it's whether or not I want to blow up that Dark Orb yet. I don't think I do. So now the enemy is below half HP, which means next turn they're going to be doing their self-debuff. Self-debuff, self-buff. I was going to try and leave this Dark Orb here growing by 14 a turn. One time because of loop and then one time because of other things. But I think I might actually just be better served by going offensive here. Hopefully we get Glacier this turn. That's no Glacier. There's the Glacier, but it's very late. It's the most defense I could get that turn. 12 more than this. We're still dead. Oh my god. Were we alive if I used the Dex Potion just that turn? I think we're dead by 1 HP right now. No. If I use the Dex Potion that turn, we're still dead. So I really wanted the Glacier, obviously, in that first hand. Ugh. It's really unfortunate. I felt like we needed to play faster near the very end there. And when I say faster, I mean that I felt like we needed to blow up the Dark Orb earlier. And I still think that was probably correct. It wasn't going to kill the next turn. If we did anything wrong there, it was probably transforming the champ too early and generating too many lightning orbs. What we should have probably prioritized was generating a bunch of frost orbs. Exactly the wrong target, by the way, game. What we should have focused on is generating a bunch of frost orbs and then using those frost orbs to stall out a dark orb at the front of the party and then blow up the enemy and do all of the same kinds of stuff that I did. I'm glad we rested before that fight, though. Yeah, sure, I'll be removing it in the next phase. Might give me some stuff early that I really want. Obviously, I want to remove that doubt. Capacitor is right there. Let's go Capacitor Chaos. It's my second run in an episode. Let's do it. But also, Capacitor Chaos leaves me really vulnerable to elites. So I'm going to take those two as well to help me counter elites. Okay. So that Chaos needs to be upgraded really, really soon so that it's generating 2 orbs. Otherwise, it's just really inefficient. Okay. Streamline him. Well, Compile Driver obviously fits into this deck, what with the Chaos and all. Okay, could be worse, I guess. I can hologram back the Streamline and attack the Sentry, but it's not going to save me here. I'm going to use a Speed Potion, then Charge Battery and Hologram. I do bring back the Streamline and hit the Sentry, but I also get to full defend. All right. Yeah, this fight is going pretty well. Pretty damn well indeed. Largely off of the back of that Streamline. It's worth keeping in mind. Streamline's pretty good. It's a 50-50 to kill the backliner right there, which would have saved me from 3 days. I don't think generating a capacitor was really that important, though. Could have even been bad by preventing me from having the ability to evoke a Frost Orb that turn, which would have resulted in less defense for me. War Paint upon pickup, upgrade to random skills. We'll obviously go for Defragment here. I didn't really hit any of the skills that I wanted to upgrade, but that's fine, it's fine. Defragment is actually a very, very high priority upgrade, so I'll take that earlier than I otherwise might. Give me a Relic. Ooh, card removal. Okay. That's half of a boss Relic right there. Obviously not the upgraded defend. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 14. Probably seems quite relevant at this point, actually. All right. There's a That's a lot of lightning orbs right up. Hell yeah. I could Streamline Hologram Streamline this turn, which actually is straight up impossible to turn down. It's already 0 cost. It's what I've wanted this whole time. Alright. Bye, Lagavulin. Sure, you took a fair amount of my HP, but I took your life. Or a Calcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block, as well as... Do I take Storm? I could. Alright. Second run in the episode, we get risky. I've mentioned this before. Very important. It's a foundational attitude for the second run in an episode. Crumbs. So enemy has 13 HP, and I can deal significantly less than that. Yeah, I can't take that hit. That's really lame. Core Surge. This is really powerful. Lantern. Start each combat with additional energy. Sure. Do I want to go for another elite here? I really do, personally. Not this elite, though. Never this elite. Actually, against this elite, Orichalcum is really powerful because you very rarely try and actively defend. I'm actually scared that I have to push for lethal probably next turn, so not that defense though. Not that defense, but the extra 6 damage over the course of this fight. And that's enough. We got the kill. Dope. Ornamental Fan. Every time we'll pay 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block, as well as a static discharge. More than happy to have it. I will almost certainly lose this fight, so I'm just going to have to take the HP and Parasite there. Hell, I probably almost certainly lose this one as well. If I rest, I'm probably fine, but then I'm probably dead next floor. I'm gonna rest. I know. And we'll see if I live to regret it. I would have upgraded probably Chaos, though. Funnily enough, if we had upgraded Chaos, we would have saved a bunch of HP on that turn because we would have evoked the hit. Weird how that works, right? I'm not mad, you're mad. Yeah, I'm dead. Would have been nice to save all that HP on turn 1. I guess this is proof incarnate of my position that sometimes resting is more risky than upgrading. Now, of course, I couldn't have known necessarily that that was the order of cards that I would have drawn. I couldn't have known necessarily that I was going to be able to present enough damage on turn 2 to prevent the attack on turn 2. I couldn't have known any of those things, but it does prove that there is a case that isn't all so rare, especially because I was considering the possibility of it before I took the actions, where the rest is actually significantly worse than the upgrade. But that said, hindsight's 2020. For the moment, my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. We're getting real close to that episode 500. Any of these days now, it's just gonna be episode 500. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.